Turki Alalshikh mocked Jake Paul, suggesting he face another YouTuber for a belt of YouTube after the Canelo Alvarez fight unraveled. Paul released a social media post blasting Alvarez for withdrawing from their much-anticipated fight, as Alvarez agreed to a 4-fight deal with Riyadh Season. Paul's promotions are now in talks with other opponents, while Alvarez is set to fight Jermall Charlo or Bruno Sarace and later Terence Crawford.
I think Canelo too young to take this fight. You can have it after 30 years when he is 60. Let them bring Mr. Peace and we can sanction it with Disney for the build of the YouTube, and everyone will subscribe and see it.
Jake Paul versus Mr. Beast.
Everyone will see it in the YouTuber build.
Oh, Canelo, you puta.
This fucking YouTuber. I just fight real fighters.
Time to expose them. So we had a signed contract to fight. Here you can see Canelo's signature and my signature to the right. Claiming he's not fighting YouTubers. Bullshit. Look at the poster. We were announcing Tuesday, February 11th. Claiming he fights real fighters, but he's fighting Crawford, a 135-pound fighter, and running from a real fighter like David Benavidez, you bitch. The truth is you can be bought. You're a money-hungry squirrel chasing your next nut. The truth is these sports-washing shady characters are paying you hundreds of millions of dollars to stop our fight from happening because they couldn't fathom the fact that they can't create a bigger fight than me and you. Al Heyman has made you hundreds of millions of dollars and you turned your back on him for this check. Disloyal. And you were begging to do this fight on pay-per-view. But I have loyalty. Loyalty to Netflix, doing the biggest numbers. And you call me a YouTuber, but you've never had a boxing match as big as mine. Remember you told my team that your daughter came home and asked if you were fighting Jake Paul? She was all excited. You said that was the first time your daughter's ever asked you about a fight. And you're screwing over all your Mexican fans by doing your fights in Saudi. It just shows what type of person you are. And I promise you one thing, Canelo. Any fight that you do this year, mine will be bigger. So go fuck off to your boss, you Ring Magazine employee, you pink and orange bitch. And oh, fix that herpes on your lip, you dirty puta.
Max Holloway even chimed in and said that it was a good business move on Canelo's behalf. Before we continue, make sure to leave a like on the video to help support the channel. Dustin Poirier has stated that he will fight to the death with Conor McGregor if they meet again, indicating that their long-standing feud will not be resolved. Poirier respects McGregor as an athlete, but not as a person.
Do you still hold a grudge against him? Have you met him recently? Do you get on?
No, of course not. We will fight to the death if I see him.
It's amazing because boxers, like I see boxers fight, right? And they want to sell the fight. There's always bad blood, and there's always a respect afterwards because you guys, no one knows what you guys go through when you're in the ring or the octagon, whatever the chosen battle is. But have you got no respect for him at all?
Not as a man, as an athlete and a fighter. You know, he's done some incredible things, and he's very gifted. And is special in that way when it comes to combat, but as a human being, nah.
Dricus du Plessis faced criticism from his parents after a win over Derek Brunson, as they questioned if he could become a UFC world champion with his current fighting style. His parents' honest feedback pushed him to make changes to his training and lifestyle, leading to a huge upset over Robert Whittaker and a title win against Sean Strickland. After fixing a deviated septum, du Plessis is now eyeing a fight against Khamzat Chimaev following his upcoming rematch with Strickland.
It wasn't good enough. In the UFC, when I fought Derek Brunson, it's actually a funny story. I fought Derek Brunson, and it was a tough fight. You know, my cardio. It was a great camp, felt amazing, but that first round was so intense. It was, it was wrestling. It was full speed. Second round came out. I was tired. He was tired, but I just kept on pushing, and that's that mindset you talked about. And I got home at the airport, and I just became number 5 in the world, the first South African ever to even get close to a ranking. I get home, we get in the car, so happy to see my parents. They're so happy to see me. And they go, geez. So you still want to be world champion? I said, well, yeah. My whole life is dedicated to this one. They go, not if you fight like that. That was terrible. And I couldn't even fathom what was happening right now. I said, excuse me. I was ranked number 10. I just became number 5 in the world. They're like, no, that's amazing. But you won't be is number 5 what you want to achieve? Because like that, you're not achieving number 1. Like number 5 will be the highest achievement you'll get if that's the way you want to do it. And I was almost, I couldn't believe, I was stuttering like I am right now. I couldn't believe it. And they said, listen, we couldn't be more proud. We are just saying, we're not saying you didn't work hard enough. We're not saying you're not doing enough. We're saying there's a change needed. You need to find it. It's your career. You need to find something for the next level, because like that, you won't make.
Dricus du Plessis expressed his anticipation to face Khamzat Chimaev at UFC 312 rather than Sean Strickland. He mentioned he was hoping and praying for that matchup to happen.
The guy, were you ever concerned like it might be Chimaev opposed to Strickland?
Concerned? Absolutely not. I was
not like scared. I mean, well, I want to,
yeah, because when I looked at it and I went, I know they've wanted Khamzat to be the guy for so long. He just hasn't been able to. Khamzat is such an incredible fighter. He just hasn't been able to constantly get to fights first. And whatever the case may be, however long he has been the guy and just not being able to make that leap. I know they want, because Khamzat has a massive following. Khamzat is a big name. The hype is there. Deserving. Khamzat is a special fighter. And I believe that once he fights me, that's when people will really see how special I am. And I was looking forward to having that fight. Saw that.
But how in the world can you think?
Charles Oliveira claims Justin Gaethje is the hardest hitter he's faced, but he reassures that when I hit him, he folded. Oliveira asserts, I'm the problem of this division. I'm going for the BMF belt.
Wondering which opponent hit the hardest through your career, because all of you have fought some amazing fighters.
Very hard to answer, but I mean, Dustin Poirier, Justin Gaethje, Michael Chandler. When I fought Justin Gaethje, they said, well, he's the guy that hit the hardest. When I hit him, he folded. So I'll tell you what, the guy that hits the hardest is me. I'm the hardest. I'm the problem in this division. I'm going for the BMF as well, so I'm the one to do it.
When asked about a potential rematch with Max Holloway for the BMF belt, Charles said this.
Quick question for Charles. Over the past few weeks, there have been a few rumors over who you're going to fight next. Talks about a rematch with Sarukian, Makhachev, or even Max Holloway for the BMF belt. What's the ideal fight for you?
Everybody knows it doesn't matter where it is. I want to fight for the title. That's what I want. People are going to be tossing and turning with names. We know that right now Islam is going to get to a period that he can't fight because of Ramadan. So just bring it on, Max for the BMF.
Who do you want Charles to fight next? Max Holloway again or Islam Makhachev? If you haven't already, please like this video and subscribe. If you don't, you'll miss out on daily MMA news and people will think you're a casual. Diego Lopez has dismissed the rumor of fighting Yair Rodriguez and is now eyeing a championship bout with Alexander Volkanovski at UFC 314.
Supposed to fight Yair Rodriguez. Right now we're trying to figure out what's next for you. Obviously you've got Alex Volkanovski here. We've got Ilia Topuria here. Have you run into any of those guys while you've been in Sydney? Have you had conversations with them yet?
No, it's the fight for Yair has never happened. UFC talk to me, okay, now you sit down, you stay relaxed, maybe the future a big fight for you.
Why didn't it happen though? Why?
No, nothing.
Did they tell you anything?
Yeah, no, nothing. Yeah.
So they just called you, said, not happening?
Yeah.
Wow.
I don't know, but bro, I'm training, I'm stay waiting for one big fight. No, I need one big fight now. I'm number 3 in the ranking. I think the Max is out of the ranking, but it's moved for lightweight. I don't know what's happening in the division now. I don't know if the UFC think now, right? You told me, nah? Alex is here, Ilya is here. I don't know, bro.
So if Ilya does choose to move up to lightweight next, what would your reaction to that be?
My reaction is this. Okay, you move. I think I'm next for the title face for Volk, no?
Do you vacate the belt? Vacate the belt?
I think it's the vacate the belt, no? Because I don't know, it's the Ilya, it's waiting for 45, maybe October, September, I don't know. Ilya is I think it's moved lightweight.
What was your reaction when I think Alex Volkanovski, he's done a few interviews and he said, if Ilya's not around, like he's open to fighting you for the belt in Miami in April. How does that sound to you?
No, I think this is so makes sense, right? Because I'm number 3, Alex is number 1. Ilya is moved for lightweight. Who's the next fight for the title? I don't have one fight for the title. No, I think Alex is makes sense for the fight. April for me is.
Kevin Lee addressed the viral sparring knockdown video, explaining he doesn't know who leaked it. He stated that his training partner responsible for the incident has been banned from Kill Cliff FC.
All right, let me just address this once and leave it at that. A lot of people been calling, and first of all, I'm fine. This is martial arts training. I've been training martial arts for 15 years. I can tell you how many times I've seen people get knocked out, submitted, arms broken, cut up. This is what we do. This is what happens into the gym. And whoever posted that video is a fucking rat, a scumbag, a weasel, all of that. No honor, no respect, none of it. There's certain codes that go on in these gyms that you just don't break. Showing just a small clip like that for the world to see is one of them. And second, one of the hardest things to learn in martial arts is self-control. So anybody who's ever trained and knows what they're looking at can look at that clip and see I'm not trying to land a knee. I was deep into the session, and I don't think my partner was liking the way things was going. He was a little hyped up and pissed off, but I wasn't trying to land that knee. If you look at it, you can tell if I wanted to land a knee, I would have jumped into him. Instead, I jumped straight up and put the knee right in front of his face. And when I landed, he threw a shot and it's all good. I wasn't tripping. This happened a minute ago. You can ask anybody. I wasn't tripping on it. But what does piss me off is posting it without full context, without the full round in there, and just leaving people who don't know what the fuck they looking at to make up their own stories. I got word that the kid has been banned from the gym, and I just want to say is not on the gym at all. Brought in some random guy from Russia that I didn't even know was filming on the sidelines, and that's what turned this into that. But anybody who's ever trained with me or watched me train knows my only goal in any training session is to make my training partner better. That's it. We professionals, and this is what we do to entertain the world and provide for our family. Hold that code to the utmost respect. I'm not changing the way that I train because of this. And I'm going to try and maintain my integrity, even though it pisses me the fuck off. I ain't going to lie to you.
Dana White is still hailing Jon Jones as the greatest fighter ever, stating, "Jon Jones beats everybody."
Who is the number one? Is it Jon Jones? Who are we talking about? Who do you think?
You know the answer to this question. It's absolutely positively Jon Jones. Jon Jones is the best ever. It's become this running joke almost now, but listen, nobody can debate it. Nobody can debate that Jon Jones is the greatest to ever live. He is, and I don't just say this in UFC, in MMA, ever in the history. If you look at his skill set and what he's able to do compared to boxers or anybody else that's ever fought, Jon Jones beats everybody.
I've actually seen him wrestle or do jiu-jitsu with Gordon Wright, and he's even with someone like him on the floor, he's unbelievable.
Yeah,
he's quite incredible.
But despite Dana White's praise, Daniel Cormier argues Jones' dirty shit outside the octagon disqualifies him from GOAT status.
Do you think Jon Jones is the greatest fighter of all time?
You know, you guys
explain your answer.
Yeah, you guys always do that. Honestly, you really can't deny his greatness, right? Look at what he's done. The guy has now fought. He really has fought through 3 generations of fighter. He fought that early generation with Machida and them. He went through my generation, and now he's fighting a whole nother generation of guys. So yeah, of course he's one of the greatest fighters of all time.
I feel like there's a but. I feel like there's a but.
But when you do dirty shit, you don't get to be called the greatest of all time.
Israel Adesanya is determined to break his losing streak, claiming his next fight will be even better after losing to Nassourdine Imavov. Despite rumors of potential retirement after his 3rd consecutive loss, Adesanya plans to continue fighting, saying, "I work hard and I play hard." Reflecting on his recent performance, he stated, "Awesome. I wouldn't change a thing about this camp and will be helping his teammates while considering his future options."
But again, he got me fair play and congrats.
Shit, how do you feel about your performance?
Awesome. Bro, I wouldn't change a thing about this camp. I felt great. Next fight's gonna be even better. I'm gonna chase the red again, do everything I did, sacrifice. Cause look, my boy, I had a lot of time to think, cause my flatmate, one of my best friends, had a baby. He moved out to start his family, and I was alone a lot. But the first 4 weeks, 5 weeks was a little bit like, because I was just used to being alone in the house. But then after that, I just became like locked in, like samurai. I was like, I used that solitude. You know that clip where Justin Gaethje goes like, sometimes I'm in the house like, hello, because I'll send a voice note and I'd be like, oh shit, I've just spoken in like 2 hours. You know what I mean? So I was like, I have to redo the voice note to someone, whatever. But yeah, I just use the solitude and everything just to fire myself and fuel myself for this. And that's why now that I've finished the camp, had the fight, done well, I'm like, man, I'm just gonna enjoy myself, because I work hard and I play hard.
MVP supported Izzy's decision to continue fighting rather than retiring after his last loss.
I'm glad that you to hear that though, because so many times people do the correct things and don't get the result they want, and then they think, oh, that doesn't work. And I'm like, no, to hear that you're doing the correct things, you didn't get what you wanted, but you're still on the correct path, because some people just pay attention to the ending. It's like, no, what you did in that whole fight shows what your work was doing. So let's adjust a few more things, continue with that. Bro, I can already see it. I can already see it. Like the next one coming.
That's all for today. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe for more MMA content. And if you missed yesterday's news, click the video on the screen to get caught up.